Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It is Monday, October 31st, 2022. This is Liz Frenay, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief. I'm getting ready for the day job, but more importantly, thinking about getting ready for Halloween tonight. I'm going to meet some girlfriends for a nice dinner and then popping on downtown Manhattan for a spooky ghost tour. Of course, we will all be dressing in the classic I Heart New York t-shirts to truly commit to the tourist bit. Okay, we have some news, so let's get into it, shall we? Governor Larry Hogan announced expansions to statewide preparedness efforts to combat an increase in the RSV respiratory virus, as well as an expected surge of COVID and flu cases. As a first step, Hogan directed hospitals to use $25 million in new funding to prioritize pediatric ICU staffing. Since October 1st, there has been 500 RSV-related hospitalizations. This time last year, there were less than 400. Also, since October 1st, we have seen 141 people hospitalized with the flu, when this time last year there were only 14. We all know the Edward Montrey mural that was erected when also known as Tre da Kid, sadly died in a drive-by shooting. Rick Hutzel and Meanwhile in Annapolis reported that the mural was vandalized over the weekend. Someone removed Republican Jessica Hare's campaign signs for the race for county executive from a local polling place and glued the signs all over the face of Say. However, as soon as this was made known, Say's best friend and counterpart, Commissel Brown, enlisted the help of original muralist Jeff Huntington and Jessica Hare to get the signs removed, and the mural would be repaired. If you would like to know more about Commissel or Cell Spitfire Brown, we had a local business spotlight a few weeks ago, and he talked about his relationship with Trey. Sad day for the airwaves. WRNR morning host Rob Tim has broadcast his last show at WRNR after 18 years. My dad had the great opportunity to co-host with him a few years back in 2015, and Rob will be missed in Annapolis. But if you tune into WTMD, you should still be able to catch him there as he joins Alex Courtwright and Carrie Newman. Not sure when and what schedule, but stay tuned for that info. Seems like the old WRNR gang is reuniting in Towson. Most of us are local, but we don't know it all. Visit Annapolis and Anne Arundel County sends us monthly listings of things to do around the county, and it's pretty fantastic. Of course, there are some obvious ones, Navy football, the kickoff of the holiday season, but there are plenty of hidden gems too. We have the full list at eyeonannapolis.net, so make sure to check that out. On Saturday, Navy beat the Temple Owls by 1 touchdown in overtime. Temple came from behind, tying the game with 1 minute left, but the Mids prevailed with an overtime touchdown that the Owls could not match. The final score, 27-20. Navy is now 3-5. Now they are on the road to take on Cincinnati next weekend, and then we have the final quote-unquote home game here in Baltimore at M&T Bank Stadium as they take on the Fighting Irish on November 12th. I do hope you caught the local business spotlight on Saturday with Rory, the captain of our local Salvation Army. And up next weekend, Peter Holland from the Holland Law Firm. And if you are out trick-or-treating tonight, be careful. And if you're out driving, scootering, biking, or skateboarding, please be careful and watch out for the kids. Okay, that's a wrap. Thank you, first and foremost, and also a quick thank you to our sponsors for today's daily news brief, Solar Energy Services, Scout and Molly's, and the Kristi Neidhardt Team of Northrop Realty, a Long & Foster company. And now Ann Alsina from CovingtonAlsina is here with your Monday Money Report. And of course, we have George Young from DCMDVA Weather with your locally forecast weather report. And as long as Dad's flight is on time, we'll see you tomorrow. All that coming up in just a bit.
Ready for a new look for those end-of-summer parties? Come see us at Scout and Molly's. I'm Betsy Abraham. My mom and I own and operate this great little boutique at the Annapolis Town Center. After spending the last 2 years shopping online, come enjoy a fun, in-person shopping experience with a bonus, real customer service. We'd love to help you pick out the perfect outfit for back-to-school Annapolis boat shows and nights out with your friends. Scout and Molly's, Annapolis Town Center. Thanks for shopping local.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Monday, October 31st. Happy Halloween to all today as we hit the last day of October 2022, which could bring a little bit of PM rain before a very nice week and weekend ahead. Look for highs today in the mid-60s for most, with mostly cloudy skies as well, and potentially a few PM showers mixing in, which will hopefully hold off for festivities and trick-or-treaters across the region before skies then start to clear tomorrow, and we see plenty of sunshine and above-average temps all the way through the weekend, with partly sunny skies Tuesday, followed by mostly sunny skies Wednesday through Sunday, with highs in the upper 60s to mid-70s each day, which is 5 to 10 plus degrees above average this time of year, with average highs being in the low 60s. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day out there today and fun night across the county. Wherever you go and whatever you do, stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter for regular updates each day, along with our website at dcmdvaweather.info. And definitely be sure to download our DCMDVA Weather app on all of your devices from either the Apple or Google app stores, so you can always stay weather informed.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services, with your Clean Energy Minute. Does your home experience power outages? Or maybe you're concerned about energy resilience in general? If so, that's another great reason to consider clean, quiet solar-powered energy with battery backup. You may have heard residential solar adoption has rapidly increased during the pandemic for multiple reasons, and many homeowners, like yourself, are adding battery backup and electric vehicle charging to their solar projects. And with Maryland's residential energy storage income tax credit, along with the federal tax credit for batteries when paired with solar, the economics are quite compelling, and that secure feeling is even better. So whether you're looking for clean energy, energy resilience, or overall peace of mind with solar energy, we can help. To schedule a free solar design, call us today at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net. But hurry, sunshine's a-wasting.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
You work hard for your money. Is your money working hard for you? Managing and investing, it can be confusing. Ann Alsina, a financial planner from CovingtonAlsina, has been helping people make sense of it all for over 17 years. Are you ready? Now here's your Monday Money Report.
This is Ann Alsina of CovingtonAlsina with your Monday Money Report. Last week, the market posted strong gains, with the Dow Jones Industrial Average reaching its highest level in 2 months and on track for its best October in history. Inflation reports were about what analysts expected, leading investors to believe that, while the Fed is still expected to raise interest rates another 0.75% in November, the pace of increases will slow after that. More good news is that the economy came out of a technical recession in the third quarter. A recession is loosely defined as 2 consecutive quarters of negative growth, or 6 months where the economy shrinks. The quarter ending September 30th showed GDP, or gross domestic product, growing at an annual pace of 2.6%. My crystal ball has a few cracks in it, so we can't say if the market will continue to recover or drop back down. What I do know is that, in my 20 years as a financial advisor, there have only been a handful of times when we've had the opportunity to buy stocks at a 20% discount. Think back to the tech bubble bursting in 2002, the financial crisis of 2008 and 2009, and even the pandemic drop in March of 2020. Looking back, and knowing what you know now, would you have bought stock in each of those down markets? In addition to continuing to invest, or even invest more if you have cash on the sidelines, other opportunities are tax loss harvesting and Roth conversions. If you own mutual funds at a taxable account, reach out to your advisor now. Mutual funds are taxed in 3 ways. First, dividends and interest earned by the stocks and bonds the fund owns are passed to the owners of the mutual fund. Second, if you sell the fund, the difference between what you paid for it and what you sell it for is taxed as a capital gain. It's the third way mutual funds are taxed that may seriously affect you this year. If investors pulled their money out of mutual funds, the managers had to sell stocks or bonds to generate that cash. If there was a gain on those sales, that gain is distributed to everyone who still owns the fund on the record date, which is usually around mid-December, which means your investments can be down and you have a big tax bill. We recommend reaching out to your advisor and tax professional to see if changing your investments makes sense from a tax perspective. Your action item this week is for everyone with student loans who is working in public service. There's a limited waiver that must be filed by October 31st if you left public service during the pandemic, or if you are a teacher working towards teacher loan forgiveness. Under this waiver, borrowers are able to count their time making payments towards both programs, TLF and PSLF. You can learn more at studentaid.gov. We have some great educational events coming up, so be sure to follow us on Facebook and check out our website at CovingtonAlsina.com. Investment advice offered through Great Valley Advice Group, a registered investment advisor. All performance references historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. The opinions voiced in the show are for general information only and are not to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine which strategies or investments may be appropriate for you, contact the appropriate qualified professional prior to making a decision. And if you don't have a financial advisor, come talk to us. This is Ann Alsina with CovingtonAlsina.
Another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt of the Kristi Neidhardt Team from Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster company.
One of the most common questions we get, how do I maximize the value of my home before I sell it? It's a great question. We look at improvements like investments. What is the rate of return? For example, if we invest $5,000 in painting kitchen cabinets and installing granite, how much more will our home sell for? The answer? About $25,000 more. That's a 500% return on investment. Because of returns like this, we have started a program called Investing in You. We know cash is often tight when you're making a move, and we are here to help. We will front you up to $15,000 to invest in refreshing your home before you list it, with the agreement to be paid back once your home settles. Call us today so we can help you maximize your home's value.
That's another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt. To get in touch, call 410-599-1370 or visit kn-team.com. That's kn-team.com.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.